Strange cat noises aside, I was thinking a bit today about the future, particularly me and Mallory getting married this summer. Obviously, if we can, we're going to try to get a place as soon as possible, and in the future, maybe not immediately after we move in, but at some point we'd really like to get some cats because, well, we're cat people. But one thing that I was thinking about that made it awkward and I guess a little sad was the fact that I have a cat, and his name is Rocco, and he's awesome, and I love him very, 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 very much. The problem is, he lives with my parents, and he's just as much my parents' cat as he is mine. In fact, there's two of them and one of me, so I guess they would kind of win that out. But also, I couldn't take Rocco from my parents. I mean, Rocco's lived there with my parents for the last 4 years. That's where he's going to stay. So while the thought of getting kittens is really great, and I'm looking forward to it whenever we do that, it's just kind of sad knowing that Rocco's not going to be with me. Now, on the plus side, me and Mallory are planning to stay in the Myrtle Beach area, at least in the beginning, so Rocco will be nearby, and I can, go see him and stuff. But if we move away at all, it becomes a little more difficult, and it's just such a weird situation, and I know that I'm not the only person that would have had to have gone through this. I mean, if you lived with your parents and then went to college, you know what it's like, but then getting out of college and moving in on your own, you might have had dogs or cats or something back home, and they're no longer with you, and your pets may be very attached to the other members of your family, and you can't, steal your pets from your family. You might have brothers or sisters or something living at home still. Countless reasons why the pet needs to stay at home and can't come with you, and that's just one of the situations here. I would feel terrible if I took Rocco from my parents, so yes, he has to stay at home. That doesn't keep me from getting new pets, but it's just kind of sad. On the flip side, one of the positive things that we were talking about and thinking about a lot is that when we get the new cats, whenever this is, I can't set a date because, we need to be financially secure and stuff, but when we get the new cats, we would really like to do some kind of, I guess almost like a cat vlog for the cats. You guys have responded so positively to videos of Rocco in the past, and people just in generally on the internet really like cats. They really like cat videos, and I think it would be so cool to document the cats' lives, from getting them to, growing up, and it wouldn't be a daily thing, but, just following the cats around. I think that would be so cool, and that would just tie in somewhat with the vlog that I would hopefully still be continuing to do. So yeah, it is sad with Rocco and all, but there is a positive aspect of it. Looking forward to these new kitties that would be coming into our lives and into your homes via YouTube. But nevertheless, it's still something I've been thinking about a little, and I know that it's going to be here in just a few months, and Rocco's not going to be living with us, and it's going to be different. It's going to be hard. So if you've dealt with this at all, maybe you've moved out of your house and you have had to leave your pets with your parents, maybe you have a story or something, or maybe you could just relate and say that, yes, it is hard and it's very sad. Or maybe you have a positive story of how you got a new pet, and, they'll never be as good as Buster, but Dingo tries really hard. Also, I think Dingo is a pretty terrible name for an animal. Actually, isn't there an animal called a dingo? The Australian dingo or wargle is a free-roaming primitive dog unique to the continent of Australia. Oh, yeah. A dingo is a dog. Well, in that case, maybe it's a very appropriate name. Anyway, share your stories below, and do check out the new Let's Play, which just started today. It's the first episode of Half-Life 2. Despite being a first-person shooter, it's a very story-driven game, so I think that you'd really enjoy it. Be sure to watch tomorrow, and who knows, maybe we'll even hear from Alex. Maybe.